What's up, Mexipino family? Before we start this podcast, I just want to talk very briefly about our sponsors, Tap Tap Send. Yes, Tap Tap Send. They are back at it with the sponsorship from Mexipino Podcast and also Mexipino Food Fest, man. If you don't already know, they're a remittance app that allows you to send money to the Philippines for literally zero fees. If it is 55 pesos for every $1, guess what? You get to send literally all 55 pesos. Shouts out to one of my homies. He's a passport bro, and he has a lot of girlfriends over in the Philippines. And guess what he does? He gets a bang for his buck, ladies and gentlemen. You get to do the same thing. And if you're not a passport bro or a passport girl, you can do the same thing for your friends and family over in the Philippines, man. So make sure you download the Tap Tap Send app today. I mean, right now, you literally just have to tap on the app, tap one more time on the country, and then send that money away. Use code Mexipino so you can get $20 back. Mexipino, Mexipino. And you know this because you've listened to the podcast. So tap, tap, send app today, code Mexipino, and send your money to your friends and family to the Philippines with zero fees. Now, let's get to the podcast. Kamusta na kayo?
Hola, hola, everyone.
What's poppin', everybody? My name is Nico Blitz.
And I'm Jackie Ramirez.
And this is the Mexipino podcast. We are in here like swimwear and underwear. And what did I say last time?
Whatever rhymes with wear, I think you said.
Wear and tear. Scary bear?
What? No.
I'm just saying. Okay, sorry. I was going off the top of the head. I've been producing music a lot for the past, 3 months. So I have this like weird thing now.
Nico used to rap, guys, actually, in case you didn't know that.
You just going to air it out? I mean, you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah. If you search up Blitz, were you going by Blitz at that time?
Yeah, it's just Blitz.
If you search up Blitz on YouTube and then look for So Sick.
Sure Thing
by Miguel cover of Blitz, you'll find Nico's music video.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. That was probably like 2011.
I actually really like the song. I actually really like your rendition of Sure Thing.
Yeah, because I could like really rap if I tried, but I don't want to try to rap anymore. I'm 30 years old. I'm like way past that now.
Yeah. I feel like everyone was like wanted to be like a SoundCloud rapper at one point. Not that you were, that like I'm just saying like that was a thing, you know?
Question. Didn't you used to date a SoundCloud rapper?
You want me to try and find a song?
No, please. Heavens no.
I'm just gonna see if I could just find it for shits and giggles on my end. But yes, I used to date a SoundCloud rapper.
And how long ago was this?
This was like in high school.
Okay.
And like he was a year younger than me. And yeah, there was like a song. Oh my God, I literally can't even remember. But there was like a song that like at that time I was like, oh my God, yeah, it's so good. And then like I think about it, I'm like, ugh.
Was there what were the trials and tribulations that you had to go through when dating a SoundCloud rapper when you were in high school?
Pretending that it was good.
Pretending it was good, so it wasn't good.
It was like good. No, it wasn't. It was just
Damn.
It was just more like we're like 13, 14 maybe. Or like he was, I think, at that time. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna support, you know. It was just like, it was weird. And then like I think like pretty much everyone knew that he like did music.
Okay.
So people like knew where they could find that song.
Yeah. Bleh. You know, the topic of conversation today, actually, this leads into everything we're going to talk about today.
Actually, no.
It is. It really is. Because today we are talking about the Icks.
Oh, no, the Icks. The Icks of guys and girls. And that's actually kind of crazy because, like, I was saying, like, no, that's not it because I thought I found it and it wasn't it.
Oh, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
We don't want to give him, like, some monetary gain off of this podcast if we play this song.
Yeah, that's very true.
But today we are going to talk about the Icks, about both guys and girls and Filipinos and Mexicans. One of those icks being SoundCloud rappers. We'll get into that in just a little bit. However, before we get into the rest of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, we do want to make a very special announcement today. Yes.
Mexipino Food Fest Montebello is happening.
Yes, Mexipino Food Fest Montebello. We're still calling it LA, but for everybody who's from LA, it's in Montebello.
Yes.
Montebello is actually Jackie's hometown.
Yeah, it's I was born and raised in like East LA, Montebello area. Went to school in Montebello area. Didn't really go to LAUSD. I'm an MUSD kid. So,
But she claims East Los.
What?
But she claims East Los for whatever reason.
I was born and raised on like the outskirts of East LA, but like I went to school majority of my life. Well, actually, pretty much all my life, I think, in Montebello.
You know what this sounds like?
What?
Very briefly, this sounds like me trying to explain that I'm from San Francisco and not Daly City.
Well, yeah, but like it's like. If you're literally if you're 2 minutes away from the Whittier Boulevard sign, like you're in East LA, like
yeah.
You know, and,
that's true.
And that's
that
where
that
I am. Like, but I went to school in Montebello because I don't think my parents wanted me to go to LAUSD. Not that there's anything wrong with LAUSD. I mean, there kind of is, but like, yeah. Anyway,
yeah. Shout out to Freedom Riders.
That's a good movie.
You feel me? Shouts out to Freedom Riders.
Okay. That's how you know he didn't grow up in LA. He refers to Freedom Riders. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
But
Mexipino Food Fest.
Mexipino Food Fest. It is a 2-day event this time, September 16th and 17th. September 16th, if you're Mexican, you know that's Mexican Independence Day. So that day will be highlighting a lot of Mexican acts. We're gonna have performers this time, and then Sunday is gonna be more geared towards the Filipino and Asian community.
Yes.
But we're gonna have so many more vendors. We're gonna have more shopping, more food, performances, stage. Yeah, it's gonna be great. So we really hope to see you guys there that listen to the podcast, and we actually have a special surprise for everyone who's listening to the podcast and wants to go to Mexipino Food Fest. Yeah.
This is a special promo code that we want to share exclusively with our listeners. And that means you listening to this podcast right now. If you use code PICKLE. Yes, PICKLE.
Oh, we're going with pickle.
Yes, we're going with pickle. That's PICKLE in all caps. You will currently get half off of your tickets to Mexipino Food Fest, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it buy one, get one half off?
No, it's just half off. It's just simply half off. You know what I mean? They are $5 tickets online. And if you use the promo code, they're basically $250. So if you bring like 20 family members, you're getting in for like, I don't know, $50 or something like that.
Is it? I don't know.
My math ain't mathing right now.
How many family members did you say?
Okay, so if you have 20 family members, they would be at $5 per person, right? So that's $100, correct?
Yeah, it's $50 if you bring 20 family members at $250. So see, I mean, you're already saving money.
Hey, if you want to simplify it even more, if you bring 5 family members, what's 5 times 5? That's 25.
You're going for $12.50.
There you go.
Wow, look at that.
You can go to Mexipino Food Fest with 4 of your family members for $12.50. And I feel like we should just announce just who we have performing.
Yes. Do you want to?
Yeah. This is an exclusive for people listening to the podcast like right away. We just want to give you all the information.
Yeah. So we are having on Sunday,
dun, 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 dun.
Our big performer is Twee.
Woo!
Twee, if you guys don't know who Twee is, she's a okay, I can't say the word. Yeah. So
try to say it.
She's a Vietnamese. Yes, I said that right?
Vietnamese. She's a Vietnamese singer-songwriter from the Bay Area. One of our good friends, and she's been popping all her life, but she is extremely popping over the past year, and we're so proud of her. And she has humbly agreed to perform at Mexipino Food Fest. Now, I know what y'all are thinking. She's Vietnamese. We have Mexipino Food Fest. I think if we look beyond the scope of what Mexipino Food Fest is, yes, we do want to highlight Filipino and Mexican communities. But who's to say that Filipinos and Mexicans cannot be fans of people of other cultures?
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, because Tui is one of our good friends, we see, you know, the impact that she has on the community, on different communities. And we wanted to, you know, have her on for our special event, and she has agreed. So we are super excited.
Yep.
We're currently in the works of also getting a Flocorico dancers.
Tinikling as well.
We want a banda there. Bandas are extremely expensive, but...
Which I just found out bandas are hella expensive.
Yes, bandas are expensive. If you know, you know. Yes, we're super excited. Like I said, more food vendors. A lot more food vendors. We know that last time, you know, we had about 30 vendors.
Yeah.
And I want to say maybe like 12 were food. But this time...
I mean, man, we have 50 already.
Yeah, we already have 50 vendors, and more than like half, I think, are food vendors.
Exactly. So we have hella food coming this time around, and a whole bunch of performances. Also too, I don't know if we mentioned, but Twee will be performing that Sunday.
Yes.
September 17th.
September 17th. So like we said, the days are going to be divided in half because Mexican Independence Day didn't really make sense, obviously, to have Twee perform on Mexican Independence Day. She will be performing Sunday, so if you guys can make it out. Again, code PICKLE. And if you're wondering why it's pickle, it's because we're super into pickleball right now.
Yeah.
It's really fun. If you haven't tried it, I suggest you go try pickleball. But code PICKLE for half off of all your tickets.
Amen to that. So let's get into the Icks.
Yes.
No, the Icks are... Pickle. Yeah, you can actually... Oh, see, now it all makes sense. So we're getting ick out of pickle, you know?
Yes.
Yes. So...
Good one, babe.
What the Icks are... Jackie, in her massive research on TikTok, she found a very funny video all about the Icks. You want to explain the Icks, babe?
Yeah, so Icks are just kind of like things that make you go, ugh, you know, type of thing when looking at things in a partner, you know, looking for things in a partner. Also, we while we were talking about our Icks that we see in like the opposite gender, we were kind of like, oh, well, there's Icks within our cultures too, so why don't we talk about that? I'm literally trying to look for the video right now so I can properly give these people credit. If you guys know them, I think they're called Sweet Tea, like, oh yeah.
Yeah, they're just two dudes.
Well, no,
on
that's
TikTok.
actually four guys.
Oh, four guys. Yeah. Four guys, one camera.
It's Julian, Danny, Logo, and Frank.
Okay.
Logo.
No.
Julian, Danny, Logan, and Frank.
Okay.
They did a lot of like, you know, content creating. They did a lot of stuff on YouTube. They're like this group of best friends. They're hilarious, actually. And I've watched some of their videos before, like some of their Sweet Tea pod.
So they're not like new to this. They've been true to this type situation.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. So
I like
now
that.
They also do like their Sweet Talks pod, and they're like super funny. They do like a bunch of content. They're like influencers, you know.
Cool. Yeah.
But they were talking about like the icks that they have for guys and the icks that they have for girls. So we started like writing down some of ours, and so we want to share those because I think it's like hella funny when it's like oddly specific icks.
So specific. I mean, I think one of the things that they mentioned on the TikTok video, right? And I succumb to one of these icks, right? So first of all, I'm 5'7", so you know I'm fairly just average height, maybe a little bit on the shorter side. So when I sit down, let's say whether it be like a couch or whether it be like, you know, whatever, and I have food on a plate, I literally have to put the food on my lap.
Oh my
God.
God.
I tiptoe just a little bit.
To make a little like table.
Yeah, to make just a little bit of a table. And that was one of the icks that they mentioned on the TikTok. And I was like, yo, that's hilarious because I do that all the time.
Like an ick is like a guy eating at a barbecue with like no table. It's just like hella.
I think another ick for a guy too. And this is disgusting, but let's say going back to the barbecue, right? But like when a guy eats barbecue and they just straight up, they're just like sucking their fingers off, like just all the barbecue off.
Like,
yeah, they're just like,
Ew,
and I'm like, dog, like put that away, bro.
That's disgusting. No, absolutely. I literally look for like people who do that, and then like if you have hot Cheeto fingers and you do that, like that's totally fine. But wash your hands after or sanitize, you know. But like if you do that and you just go about the like rest of the day. Like, it's like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. My thing is when you see a dude, like, you know, eating barbecue, sucking their fingers, and then afterwards they go around be giving handshakes to everybody at the party. It's like, dog, like, you are disgusting right now.
Like, you're grimy as fuck.
You are like, wash your hands with soap 3 times.
Yeah,
act like
real.
this is the pandemic.
For real. No, I think, like, there's, like, a lot of, like, oddly specific icks that people have when looking for a partner. I think for me, like, okay, I know. Okay, it's funny because some of these icks that I have like apply to Nico, which is kind of crazy.
Oh, okay. Let's get to it.
Okay, like one major like ick for me is like when a guy can't swim.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Like it's like it ruins some like things that I want to do. Like
what, swim? That's one thing.
Yeah, like, because, like, let's say we go on vacation. Like, we're literally going on vacation to Hawaii in, like, in a few months.
Okay.
And I'm, like, thinking they're like, oh, my God, I want to go snorkeling. I want to go swim with the turtles, da, da, da. And I'm like, well, Nico can't swim, so what the fuck are we gonna do?
Look, I mean, if you want to see the turtles and whatnot, I can get a floaty. We'll be all right.
Yeah,
we'll
no.
be good.
See, if a guy has to use a floaty, no.
Okay,
no.
But first of all, like, if you're in, like, the waters of somewhere, and especially if you go snorkeling or there's, like, a tourist attraction or whatever, if you want to see turtles, you have to wear one anyway.
Yeah,
so
but
what I was
like,
saying is all that
like
fun...
you can't swim. Like, you can't swim at all.
Okay, but all that fun stuff that you were mentioning, you have to wear a life vest anyway.
Okay, yeah, but like it's one thing wearing a life vest and knowing how to swim. Like it's another thing wearing a life vest and not knowing how to swim at all.
Okay, you're acting like we're about to hop on the Titanic and then we got to figure out a way to hop on like, you know, one of those safety boats. We'll be all right.
Nico literally can, like, he stays on the shallow end at my uncle's pool at family like barbecue parties because he can't swim. So, yeah.
And guess what? I'm okay with that because when I'm in the shallow end of the water, I got my michelada, I got my beer, I'm chilling. You can't drink and swim at the same time.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, you know, like we want to have chicken fights. I'm like, well, we can't go in the like deep end of the pool because Nico's gonna freaking drown.
First of all, the only chicken fight that I'm having is making sure that some chicken is in my mouth before it's in somebody else's mouth.
Okay, anyway. Should we go like 1 and 1?
No, go ahead. Keep on going with the minutes.
My next ick for a guy is when he has to chase a beer pong ball. Or like if you're playing pickleball when you like have to go chase a ball.
Damn.
If a guy like it's like just let it stop and then go get it. Like you look really like there's nothing more like unattractive than when a guy's like trying to chase a ball. It's like, dog, it's bouncing around. Just wait for it to stop.
Okay, but you know why we do that, right?
What?
The reason why we do so let's go back to the beer pong ball, for example, right? So more than likely you're playing in a garage or a very like unsanitary area, right? And the reason why we will chase after the ball after it's been tossed is because the likelihood of that ball hitting like some peach fuzz on the floor or like some ketchup on the floor or like some dirt is greater. So we have to get it before it touches that.
Yeah, but it's not like you're drinking out of those cups that you're using for beer pong. I feel like people who are underage are the ones that do this. But like if you're drinking out of the cups that you're shooting into at beer pong, and if there's actual beer in there, it's like, you shouldn't be playing.
Well, that's what I was saying back in my day when I used to play beer pong.
You shouldn't be playing. Like, just grow up and have your drink on the side and just fill them with water.
See, and you know what? I totally agree. I think we can chalk that up to more guy icks too, because guys, whenever they first get introduced to beer pong, they will literally pour the beer into the cup. And then it's just like, that's kind of disgusting. After you, like, once you become of age.
Yeah.
Or you grow up, you're just like, yeah, that was disgusting.
I feel like, okay, yeah. But that's one of my, it's like an ick. Like, it's like you think like a guy's attractive and then you see him like running bent over, like trying to.
What, you don't like seeing guys bent over?
Okay, chill. Anyways, okay, my next ick is these are like oddly specific tattoos.
This is hilarious, actually.
I know. Because I know
Jackie's coming for y'all.
Okay. If a guy has like that basic ass like forest tattoo on his arm.
Oh my god.
Like it's like all dark, like it's all like black, there's no like shading, it's just like the silhouette of a forest, and then it has like a moon at one point.
Some stars.
Yeah, some stars. If they have like a rose tattoo.
A rose tattoo?
Yeah, a rose tattoo.
Damn.
Okay, that's not a rose though.
Well, I have a sampaguita. It's still a flower.
Yeah, but that's not a rose. If a guy has like what are they called? Like if he has like a clock on as a or like as a tattoo. Like if he
clock as a tattoo.
Yeah, like you know those what are they called?
Oh no, I know what you mean.
You know the ones
like the pocket watches.
Like the pocket watches. Like if he has a tattoo with like of that, major ick.
Like yeah, you know this represents
also too
time.
if a guy has his last name right here, his family name.
Wow. You know what? And I literally told Jackie a couple weeks ago, like, I kind of want to get my last name on my arm.
Okay, but here's the thing. Like, it's different if it's, like, in different font than the basic ass ones. Like...
No, what? The Cholo font?
Yeah. Okay, we don't say Cholo font. It's called only English.
Too bad. You know what I was talking about.
No, and it's actually like handwritten. Like it's like a cursive. Like
yeah,
it's like basic
yeah.
cursive. If it's like if a guy has that tattoo, ugh.
Damn.
It's an ick.
Well, shout out to my brother-in-law Jason, because he has his mom's name in that old English.
But that's his mom's name. It's not like his last name. It's his mom's name.
All right. What's the next ick?
My next ick is like guys who are like older. Like if you're in your like mid to late 20s, in your 30s, and you're still asking if you're still a where my hug at type of guy. No, absolutely not.
See, the way you led into that, you were just like, guys in their mid 20s and 30s. I'm like, Jesus, like I just turned 30.
Yeah, but like you're not one of those guys. But I'm saying like there are guys that are just like, oh, like da da da.
Where
like,
my hug at?
Yeah, or like, oh, what about me? Or like you forget about me. I'm like, yeah, I did forget about you. I wanted to forget about you.
That was like the where my hug at era, right? And for me, right? That's an era, right? Like
yeah,
that's like 2007
I think
through
a
12.
guy like every guy goes through the where my hug at era.
I think so. My era was very minute until I figured out like this is kind of lame, like asking for a hug. For me, the where my hug at era was like 2007 for like a month.
What grade were you in?
I literally just started high school.
Ew.
What? I went to an all guys high school, so I'm going up to my homies like, where my hug at?
You're weird.
What?
Anyway,
what? But you're telling me Jacob never went through a where my hug at era?
I don't know. I didn't ask my brother about his like relationships.
So how many where my hug at guys were there for you?
I don't know. Like in high school?
Yeah, in high school. How many do you know were like, oh, this is a where my hug at guy?
Pretty much everybody I went to high school with. They were like you could if it wasn't happening to you, you know, like it was happening to somebody else, and you would see it. You'd be like, oh my god, like so and so's like approaching, and it's just like, oh. Like, okay, great.
Yeah,
you know?
I do want to call out our producer Dino. Dino was definitely a where my hug at guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, you're hella calling him out. He's gonna be listening to this podcast, like cutting our clips, and he's gonna be like, all right, Nico.
All right, Nico, I see you, bro. Hey, but where my hug at though?
That's what
where my hug at?
Why are you making Dino's voice hella deep? Dino doesn't have a very deep ass voice like that.
Hey, can I add like another ick that guys had? And I was actually very privy to this ick as well. So a lot of guys, like they would play basketball, right? Mm-hmm. And so during this era, during the wear my hug at era, it would be guys who also wore shorts underneath their jeans.
Literally, that is one of the biggest icks. Like, if you wore like basketball shorts under your jeans, how, first of all, did you do that?
So let me talk about from a perspective from like me, because I was literally one of these guys, right? And it was funny because I remember specifically one time my sister Sabrina was like, damn, queer, like, why you always wear basketball shorts underneath your jeans? And I was like, because you just never know when you're going to hoop. So you just got to be ready at all times. So I would wear it for the event in which me and my friends are like, we're bored. You want to play ball? Sure. Let me just take off my jeans, get ready to hoop for a bit, and we solid.
How many times did that actually happen?
Hella times. So many times. We used to play ball so much. So coming from that perspective, I understand why I wanted to do that. Nowadays, I play basketball once a year, so I don't necessarily need to do that. Or I just wear shorts instead of jeans. You feel me?
Oh, my God. Okay, anyway, one of my next icks is if a guy has his IG handle on his car. If he has like a sticker of his IG handle, it's a major ick for me. I'm like, really, dog? Really?
I'm not gonna lie. At one point, I wanted it. I did. I really did.
Why does Nico like pertain to all these icks?
I'm icky. You know what I mean?
You are icky.
I'm a little icky.
You are icky. You are icky, babe. And I mean that with like the most love, but you are icky.
But let me tell you why I decided not to do it. I decided not to do it because I felt if everybody knew that was my car, and let's say there was the ops somewhere, for example. I don't have ops. I don't want ops. But in this hypothetical sense, if there were ops, these ops would know what my car is and would have the opportunity to op my car.
You grew up going to private school. You came over here.
Hey, private school, you can still have a thug life in private school.
You didn't have a thug life there. I'm here to break it to you. You didn't have a thug life.
I listen to Tupac.
Really? Anyway.
I mean, I'm not kidding about Tupac, but anyways.
My next ick is when guys post videos of themselves. And this is like, I think this is like a girl ick too.
Okay.
For me, like when people post like themselves singing to like lyrics at a club or something, and they have a cup in their hand, they're just kind of like this, and I'm just like, ew, like, don't do that. Like, you look like LeBron James not knowing the lyrics. Like,
damn.
It's so bad. Have you ever seen that video of LeBron?
I have. And sometimes LeBron doesn't even know the lyrics.
No, it's like LeBron just doesn't know the lyrics. It's not like sometimes. He doesn't know the lyrics.
It just is. It is what it is.
It is what it is. But I feel like that's like such a major ick, and it's like, like it's unattractive. For me, it's unattractive.
You know, but I'm pretty sure I've seen you do that as well. I'm pretty sure I've seen you do that.
Yeah, I know. And it's like an ick for me, too.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to clarify that this is also one of Jackie's icks. And she is self-discovering right now.
Yeah. But, like, it's like when guys, like, sing along to, like, Drake or sing along to like Future or like, I don't know.
Hold on, I got my cup with me right here.
You literally have a cup of coffee that says greetings from
greetings from Cebu.
Yeah, welcome to Cebu. Yeah, you don't know the lyrics. Okay, LeBron. Anyway, and then I think my final ick is when guys say like, oh, do you want to hang out?
Damn. Do you want to hang out guy?
Yeah, it's like either call it a date or not. Like,
What?
What
does that
is
mean?
it? Like, I'm not trying to hang out. I want to go on a date. But if you're like, I don't know when it became a thing to call a date hang out. And it's like, be fucking for real, dog. Like, it's like, grow up. You're not 13. You're not 15. Just call it what it is.
So would you relatively say that these hangout guys are also the Netflix and chill guys? The Hulu and Hangout?
Hulu and Hangout? It's Netflix and chill?
No, but there's also Hulu and Hangout. There's HBO and Home. I don't know.
No, you're trying to make things a thing.
What's another Disney Plus and something?
Is when like Nico just tries to like irk the shit out of me.
I mean, I do that on purpose, but
yeah, it's fucking icky. I don't like it.
So, all my ladies listening to this podcast, or fellas, if you're if you're into guys, like how many of these icks apply to the guys in your life, whether it be your partner or just some guy in your life? That's
kind of crazy. Yeah.
So
I feel like a lot of like women can relate.
Yeah.
To those icks.
And so, I want to hold it down for the fellas too. There's a couple icks that I have of women, and maybe you share the same sentiments. So, one of the icks I have for women is when women are overly nice to somebody that they hate. So, this is what they'll do, y'all. They'll see like it's going to be you, your lady, and some chick like right over there that you could completely avoid all night. And your lady's been talking like, oh, I hate this girl. I hate this bee, da-da-da, wooty-woo. All right, cool. So we could avoid her the entire night. That's fine with me. Next thing you know, as soon as like they're within centimeters of each other, oh, hey, what's up, girlie? How are you? Oh, my God. And I'm like, dog, you literally just said you hated this girl. Now you're being overly nice.
It's because like, it's easier to fake it than to like just want to like make conversation, I guess. I'm not that type of girl where it's like, if I hate you, I make it known.
Yeah.
I don't talk to you. You don't exist to me. I will literally walk past by you if you say hi to me, and I will ignore you. But like, I know that there are some girls that like have talked shit about me behind my back, and then like when in person they're just kind of like, hey girl, like da, da, da. I'm like, oh hey, and I completely know what they've said, and I'm just like, I will fuck you up right now. Like, I will do that.
Well, that's why I like Jackie, because it's more on the be freaking for real, right?
Yeah, but
it's Nico just be real.
Nico is also the type of guy where if I don't like someone, he tells me like, can you just like be nice, da da da, or like, can you just let it go for right now? And I'm like, no. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna make it known that I do not like this person. And I will tell everybody in here, including that person, that I do not like them. But Nico's just like, no, like, just be nice. Like, we're out right now. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that.
It's all circumstantial. It is all circumstantial. But what isn't circumstantial is when you are nice versus overly nice. And we ain't rocking with the overly nice. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I'm never overly nice.
Amen to that. All right, one of my next icks for women. And speaking of Twee, I want to give her a huge shout out because I hate it when she does this. I literally hate it when she does this.
Have you ever told her that you hate it when she does this?
No, but every time she does it, I'm just like, Jesus freaking Christ. Like, it's not that serious. It is when women judge you off of your sign.
Off of your horoscope?
Off of your horoscope, off of your sign, all of that. And I have a perfect example. We were playing pickleball the other day, and then Twee is talking to just some random people and whatnot, and she's like, oh my God, you're a Scorpio. Like,
she was
I'm a
literally
Scorpio
talking
too.
to me.
Well, there we go. That's all I'm saying.
No, she knew I was a Scorpio, and we were on the same team, and she's all like, the Scorpio energy, let's go. Let's freaking go, da, da, da. She was trying to hype me up, and I was just like, okay, like, cool. But like, I get it, but Nico, I didn't know that was like an ick of his.
It's when it's like overly done, especially. So
or like when people like say like, oh, that's such a Pisces thing to do to you.
Exactly. And I'm just like, dude, like, Sure, it's such a Pisces thing of me, bro, because I'm two fish swimming in the water and I can't swim. But if I can't swim, does that make me less of a Pisces? Oh, you know what? Why don't you check your moon? But if I can't swim,
does that make me less of a Pisces? I'm fucking sick. Yeah. It's funny that you have actually a water sign and you can't swim.
Well, and then the conversation after that is, oh, well, I know you're a Pisces, but maybe you should check your moon because maybe your moon is like a Capricorn and maybe that explains why you can't swim. Like, dude, what?
Nico's full of shit, first of all. Nico's full of shit because I've done his like birth chart before and literally everything on that chart was accurate. It was accurate and you were like, okay, it makes sense. Don't roll your eyes because you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but...
So was it accurate or not?
It was kind of accurate,
no,
but
was
I'm not...
Okay. Nico.
I mean, okay, wait. So it was accurate, but for the sake of the example, right? Let's say you were like going out on a date.
No, I get your example. It's like when people are just like, oh, like I don't date Pisces.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just so freaking stupid to me. It's like you judge me right off the bat based off my horoscope. Now you feel like you know my entire life and you feel you're not compatible. And then you know what bullshit is about to happen is that, well, like, for instance, what doesn't work with a Pisces? Do you know off the top of your head?
No, because I'm not into horoscopes
okay,
like that.
So let's just say it's look up what is not attracted to a Pisces, horoscope-wise.
Compatible.
Not compatible. I couldn't find the word. The compatibility of these words were not making sense in my head right now.
Geminis or Libras?
Okay. So, first of all, my dad's a Libra. And no, and we're going to get to my dad in just a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get to my dad.
So technically this is accurate.
No, okay. But you said Geminis, right?
Geminis and Libras.
Okay, so this is what would hypothetically happen. There's a Gemini in the room and I get introduced into the picture and, you know, we're just trying to be friends and whatnot. Then the Gemini all of a sudden is like, oh, well, you're a Pisces. I don't really rock with Pisces like that. I don't really get along. And it's like, cool, whatever. More conversation happens. And then the Gemini out of a sudden is like, you know what? I know you're a Pisces, but like, I'm really rocking with you. Like, what's your sun sign? What's your rising sun? And then I'll say my rising sun and be like, and you know what? That makes perfect sense because my rising sun is da-da-da. And that's actually compatible with your rising sun. It's like, dude, shut up.
I have a question. Have you ever dated anybody whose birthday is from May or June?
I mean, I couldn't tell why.
No, I'm asking.
No, I don't remember.
Oh, have you ever dated anyone whose birthday was in September, October?
Babe, I don't know. I mean,
because those are Geminis and Libras, so I'm saying like maybe it's definitely true.
I mean, maybe Jackie's a Scorpio. That's all I know.
Yeah, we're supposed to be the most compatible, actually,
and that is why
I guess Nico doesn't believe in that. So.
I mean, I just think we're compatible because we're compatible.
I'm sick.
You know what I mean? Scorpions don't swim and fish don't have pincers. So that's all I'm saying.
Compatible. I want to know what's not compatible with me now. Compatible.
So as Jackie is looking that up, I'm going to go over one of my next icks for women. So check this.
This makes a lot of sense.
Wait, you want to say that?
Whatever I actually have four zodiac signs that I'm not like compatible with.
What is it?
Gemini, Leo, Aquarius, and Sagittarius.
Oh, see, exactly. And if I'm not compatible with Geminis or whatever, I don't know. So it's all good. It's all good. Shout out to you if this is what you do. That is not my business. Just don't bring it into my business. I feel like we should have like a
tarot card reader here.
Oh, I'd love to have a tarot card reader. That'd be fire. Let's find.
If anybody does tarot card readings.
Amen to that. One of my next icks for women. When women wear heels to the club just to put on slippers or shoes.
Afterwards?
Not even afterwards. Literally just like mid-dance, maybe like 10 minutes in. So when women like walk in the club or a venue or whatever, have some heels on just to be like, oh, hey, da-da-da, whoop-de-woo. They sit down and they put on slippers. It's like, dude, you literally should have just came in slippers. You literally should have just done that.
He means sandals, by the way. I don't know. It's a thing where Filipinos call sandals slippers.
Well, because they slip on and off.
Well, some people could just refer to them as sandals. That's why.
Yeah, and Filipinos refer to them as slippers because they slip on and off.
Yeah, referring to chanclas. But I take like sandals like for after sometimes. If I'm wearing heels to like a wedding or something, I don't wear heels to the club anymore. Yeah. I'll be damned if I wear heels to a club anymore. I'll wear boots, like heeled boots before I wear heels to the club now. Or platform like heels, but that's rare in itself. I take sandals for after because like my feet are numb.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for after. But I'm talking about like when you walk into a venue.
Or they have it in their purse.
Yeah, like you have it ready already. It's like, dude, you literally could have just came in shoes and just been comfortable. And that was my main thing. And Jackie, she used to wear heels going to the club. And then she was like, oh, my feet hurt, da-da-da. I was like, well, why don't you just wear shoes? Next thing you know, she's like, oh, I'm just going to wear shoes all the time, like to the club. I'm like, thank you. Because why? You're comfortable. And it works.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And one of my last icks, or actually we have 2 icks. I'll go over mine and then Jackie can go over one of these icks that she has mentioned in our notes. When women wear fuzzy ass slippers on a hot ass day.
Oh, that's oddly specific. I feel like that's a like because you grew up in the Bay type of thing.
We don't really.
I've seen a lot of girls like when we go to the Bay that like would just wear those fuzzy ass slippers, like those Ugg ones.
Yeah, the ones that look like they got Furbies like on their feet.
Those are icky.
But, I don't mind if it's a cold day, but if it's like 80 degrees outside, it's like, girl, like, pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. I mean, unless you want to like lose weight on your feet or something. I don't know. And it doesn't even do that. It doesn't do that.
No, but yeah, those slippers are icky. I don't like.
It's funny. It's funny. Not. I'm not even hating. I'm just like, just make it make sense. Just make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. So Jackie actually has an ick that I don't want to speak on unless she brings this one up.
One of my icks towards women is when like women claim to support women. It's like women supporting women, but in actuality they hate all women or they like trash women behind their back. It's like if you're a female who publicly on social media says like, oh yeah, I'm all about supporting women, like we got to support each other, but bashes women,
it makes no sense
in secrecy. Like it's like, what are you doing? Like that's just fake as fuck.
Yeah, and I think this kind of goes into like an overall, whether you're like a man or a woman or, whatever, right? Like, I think when you are like fake woke, you know what I'm saying? You're just like on this fake woke tip.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of women like claim to be women supporting women, and they... for National Women's Day, they post this, and it's like the only like real woman they support is themselves. It's like they also trash talk these other women that are doing amazing things, or they try and make up shit like that happens that doesn't. I think like if you're that type of like female, you could tell right off the bat and people will talk.
Yeah. People will tell right off the bat. I mean, yeah, they can.
It's just it's a huge ick, and it's very shitty if someone does that.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any, I guess, like ways you would go differently about it, babe? From your perspective,
but like go differently about it.
I guess like what would you not do in this situation, or what would you do in this situation?
If it was like happening to me?
Yeah, more so like if you wanted to just support another woman, like...
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things that like you could do to support women, whether it's like a lot of people have their own small businesses now, and like I think just showing love that way, a lot of people show more support for a celebrity than they do someone from their hometown.
Yeah.
And that's what like the shitty thing is too. It's like if you're gonna support, whether it's women supporting women or just supporting like home, I think what you can do is just either buy something at full price, you know, or don't ask for a discount, or just repost their stuff. Or if you know that like, oh, somebody's looking for somebody who does this, it's like, oh, well, I have somebody, and it's, you know.
Yeah. I think once we all get out of our heads, because again, I think this is like an issue that both men and women have. I think once we all get out of our heads and realize that we're all trying to get to our certain goal, our certain piece of success, this idea of success, and that we just do simply need to help each other out, but also make sure that the person that we're helping is worthy of our help.
Yeah.
I think we'll be in a better spot.
Yeah, and I think you can tell like which people are like, and you sometimes you learn the hard way of like supporting people, and then you realize, oh, you're kind of a crappy person, you know?
Yeah.
We learn that sometimes the hard way, but I think for the most part, people know who people are because like they grew up with them, and they now they have their own small business. Like that's something that I really like, that especially like the food fest we're able to do, you know?
Yeah.
We have, I mean, the first like people that come to mind is Hot Chicks, you know?
Yeah.
Hot Chicks is like, I grew up with the owners of Hot Chicks. And it's a couple, you know, and they've been together since like, I think high school or maybe middle school too. Ivan and Les, and like they have like, you know, blossomed into their own brick and mortar. They have a food truck. They're in 4 different locations.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, that's so awesome. And then from there, like their family opens up another spot, you know, with like a coffee shop. And it's like so cool to me because like for the food fest, we have them, and it's just like, okay, I know I can't go to La Puente every day to buy hot chicken from you guys, but I want to give you guys this platform of like, hey, even though I might not do this, I fully support in what you're doing. I believe in it. I see the work that you've put in. I was there when you were a pop-up, you know, on Whittier Boulevard and in an empty lot. Like, I was there. I seen what you guys have grown into. So now I want you guys to have this space, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, I think there's several different ways that you can help somebody without even like directly buying for them, right? Like it might just be a word of mouth type situation, because I'm sure since Hot Chicks, for example, since they've opened, you haven't bought from them every single day, right?
Right.
But you at least have some sort of reference in your head, like, okay, like I bought their chicken once, it's really good. And if someone has like a hot chicken, you know, is looking for like some hot chicken in this specific area, or if I just want to send somebody their way, like I can go ahead and tell them like, these are the guys that you should go to. And that's nothing but like a 10-second conversation with somebody. Yeah. You don't have to spend a dime for that. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's just literally supporting in that way.
Yeah. And I think that I know we were going to get into like icks about Mexicans and Filipinos, but then I think that might be like for the next podcast, since we are just kind of running out of time and we're at a really good like pace of where we're at right now. But I think to talk about the flip side of all of this, right? Like another ick that I just see for people, especially who are like small business owners, are just, oh, nobody supports me. Like, you know, nobody fucks with me. Like, how come like my friends or whatever like don't necessarily support me? And I get it, because I've literally been through that era of my life as well, where I felt like I wasn't getting the support from my family or friends. Not to say that they didn't feel it. It's because I felt like they weren't giving it, right?
Yeah.
And so the issue with this comes down to a couple things. One, have you put in a certain amount of time to make sure that if you're not a master, at least closer to being a master at what you're doing? Have you done that? The second thing is, after putting in all that time, have you given yourself the opportunity to work any sort of marketing tactics outside of like your family and friends?
Yeah.
And what was the last point I was gonna get to? It was so fire too. And I think the last point that comes with this is have you put out the absolute best product possible when you've presented it, after you've put in a lot of time, after you've figured out marketing strategies? Have you produced the best product possible for everybody to consume?
And that's what I was going to say too. Like, I think sometimes like a lot of like small business owners too that, you know, are local may not put out the product that is, it's probably very niche to another type of group, not the group that they grew up with. And not to say that you have to just stick with the group that you grew up with, you know? But that may be why, you know. Let's say you have a $500 product and the person you grew up with can't afford a $500 product. Exactly. You know, maybe that's what that barrier is. It's not that they don't support you, it's that they can't, you know. But also too, it's like learn to, you know, play both sides. I can put out this $500 product. I can also put out this $45 shirt, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe somebody that I grew up with will support this, you know?
Yeah. Because who doesn't like merch? I think in like a real life scenario, right? Like Jackie and I were just talking about like LA rappers the other night, and I can't help but think about like Nipsey Hussle right now. And so if you guys don't know how Nipsey Hussle came up, there was one moment in his life where he literally sold his album, a physical copy of his album, at $100 each. And he basically sold all of these albums at $100. He priced it where he wanted to price it, and people bought it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you can go ahead and do something and sell it at $100, but if you fully believe your product is worth what it is, people will buy it and people will consume it at whatever price you set it at. And if the struggle, as Jackie was saying, is that people aren't buying it, maybe you should reconsider reevaluating your product and your price.
Yeah.
And at some point it'll make sense to the specific audience that you're looking at.
Yeah, and it's not to say that like, oh, you know, you're selling yourself short by, you know, fixing or wanting to, or putting a product that's of lesser price or of a specific niche. It's like, no, like you can still get to this $500 product and people will buy this $500 product, but you can't like expect people to jump to 500 real quick, you know?
Exactly.
It's like you have to build that to get there.
You have to. Let me give you guys a perfect example from like my life, right? Just as a DJ. And so I think some of you might have heard this story before, but I started off just doing gigs, $50 for like 4 hours. Insane.
$50 for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Damn, that's not even $25 an hour.
That's what I'm saying. It's super low.
That's crazy.
And then what eventually happened over years, that $50 for 4 hours ended up becoming $100 an hour. That $100 an hour ended up becoming $250 an hour. Then that $250 an hour ends up becoming $500. That $500 becomes whatever it is now. And then maybe it's not even like on a per hour basis. Maybe it's just, I need this amount every time I come out and do this. Now, a couple things happen, right? One, I'm not booked everywhere all the time, anywhere at once. I'm not everywhere anymore. When my idea last year was, let me DJ 3 nights a week and let me get this money and I'll be cool, right? And then you find out how tiring it is and how consuming it is and whatnot. So then I have to reevaluate myself with, how do I figure out a way to make more money and DJ less? Or make the same price, but be out less nights. Oh, this is what I got to do. I just got to raise my price.
Yeah.
After I raise my price, there are people who don't want to book me anymore, and there are still people who are willing to book me. Mm-hmm. At that point, you just continue rocking with the people who are willing to book you, and then you just keep on doubling down. Mm-hmm. Then you get the next gig or whatever, your next product. The price moves up a little bit higher, and guess what? Someone is going to buy that product. Someone is going to book you. And now your price, your new base, just became a little bit higher.
Yeah.
And so I say all that to say it's a very gradual build. It's not something that happens over a year. It's not something that happens over like 2. You don't get from $50 for 4 hours to like $500 an hour or whatever in a span of a year or 2 years. It literally takes some time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And I will say that all that time where I can actually reflect and see the points of my journey on where this price went up, it is so worth it to look back and reflect and be like, damn, like I did that shit. Yeah. And this is where I am now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, you literally said everything.
Yeah.
You said it all. I was like, okay. I don't think I'm gonna get my point in.
Sorry. I was like hella in it. I was like, oh yeah, let me just leave everybody with this gem so far.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But Mexipino Food Fest is happening September 16 and September 17. Once again, for all our podcast listeners.
Podcast listeners, our Mexipino family who consistently listens to the podcast.
Yes.
Obviously it's you guys because you guys are listening right now. But if you use code PICKLE, PICKLE,
all caps
on our Eventbrite to buy tickets for Mexipino Food Fest, you will get half off your tickets. Code PICKLE. You can go both days. You could go one day. You could go whatever day you want. It's from 11 to 7 now, so longer hours too. We're super, 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 super excited. And more performers. We're going to be announcing performers on Friday on our social media, but you guys already know who it is. And you can find all the links to everything to buy tickets at Mexipino Podcast, at Mexipino Food Fest. The link will be in our bio. You could go to Eventbrite and just search up Mexipino Food Fest. And if you want to be a vendor too, there's also that link will also be in the bio. So check it out. We hope you get to see you guys there. We hope to see your guys' names pop up on our Eventbrite.
Yes. In the next episode of Mexipino Podcast, we will continue to talk about the icks of Mexicans and Filipinos.
Yes.
My name is Nico Blitz.
I'm Jackie Ramirez.
And this is the Mexipino Podcast. Thank you all so much for listening. We appreciate y'all. Bye.
Adios.